Hey there, Chadi here with Real Estate Success Mastery TV, and today we are going to continue the conversation on really diving deep and figuring out what happened in the first 6 months of your business so we can set up your next 6 months to really take it to the next level. So stay tuned. We're going to take this to the next step right now. I'll see you in a minute. Hello and welcome to the Real Estate Sales Mastery TV. I'm your host, Chadi, a real estate coach and trainer, and I'm on a mission to help you master the art of selling so you can take more listings than you are right now, sell more homes much faster than you ever have, work less, and build a business by design. A business you absolutely love that gives you the money, time, and freedom that you deserve. Are you ready? Let's do this. Hey there, Chadi here with Real Estate Success Mastery TV, and welcome to another video. Now, usually on Wednesdays, this is Wednesday, July 2nd. Usually on Wednesdays, we do a Q&A, but I thought this week, we're doing our, first half of the year review. So we're going to skip all that. We'll resume that next week. So if you have a question, you can always go to resmquestions.com. I'll be more than happy to answer that question for you. So on Monday, just a few days ago, if you missed that episode, you want to go back and listen to it. And it's basically titled, first half of 2014 review, part number 1. Today's part number 2. On Monday, what we did, or in the last video, what we did is I had you take inventory of your last 6 months, so you get a clear idea of where you are in relationship to your goals, and what are some of the few adjustments that you need to make. So today we're going to take that to the next level. But one thing I said on Monday that I want to say to you again right now is that it really does not matter where you are right now year to date. What matters is what you decide to do here and forward. What adjustments you decide to make and take action right now. What strategies you plan to bring back into your business for the next 6 months. What skill sets you plan to improve in. What systems you need to put in place, etc. So right now, this present moment, you taking the time out to watch this video and or listen to this audio and answer these questions is a demonstration of your commitment level. So if you're 100% committed, then I would challenge you. I would challenge you to answer every single question I asked you on in part number 1, and every single question I'm asking you today, and all the things that I'm asking you to take a look at in the next video, part number 3, coming up in a couple of days. All right. So again, it doesn't matter where you're at. What matters is what you do and where you end up. Okay. So pay very close attention. So here's what I want you to do right now before I get into, and I put down like 9 questions for you for today. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to make a list of every single accomplishment you've had so far this year. Big or small, it doesn't matter. Every single accomplishment, make a list of that right now. It doesn't matter how big or small. Maybe you lost 5 pounds, I don't know. Maybe you gained a little bit more muscle. Maybe you earned a little bit more money. Maybe you healed a relationship. Maybe you are spending more time with your family. Maybe you finally took that vacation that you wanted to take. Maybe you're contributing back to your community. However, whatever, it doesn't matter. What I want to do is I want to shift your focus right now to take a look at the last 6 months and show you that regardless of where you are year to date, you've been able to accomplish certain goals. Most people's mind always goes to what is broken or what is not working. I want you to get that there's certain things that are working for you. So begin by making a list of every single little thing or big thing that you have accomplished in the first 6 months. It's very important to take a look at it. The next thing I want to say to you is the following. Everything is possible for he or she who wants it bad enough. Everything is possible for he or she that wants it bad enough. Now, this is going to be a whole nother conversation that we will be having in time to come. I'll do a video about that. But I just wanted you to know that if somebody else can do something, so can you. If someone else can do something, so can you. See, the way I want you to take a look at it is that if you think like a top producer and you take the action steps that top producers take, then you will in essence get what top producers get. That's exactly how it is. That's the whole entire formula. All right, so let's dive into this. Question number 1, in here there's a 1A, a 1B. Okay. Question number 1 is, as I began to plan for 2014, what was the income goal? So what is your income goal for 2014? Okay, that's it. Easy question to answer. What is your income goal? Now, what is it right now? What is it as when you first went on to the year, because some of you have adjusted that goal. So originally when you got into 2014, going into 2014, what was your income goal? Okay, let's write that down. And then what should my income goal be right now? So basically what we're gonna do is, let's say for example, your goal is to earn $100,000 in 2014. Where you should be at right now is 50% of the way, $50,000. Okay, so number one is, what is my income goal? Number two, what should my income goal be at right now? And then number three, the next point is, am I on track? Simple question, am I on track? Yes or no? Am I on track? Okay, so most people here are gonna answer no. And if the answer is yes, then good for you. But if the answer is no, then you really, really, really need to do everything that we talked about on Monday in the last video, and everything that we're doing in this video, and everything that we're gonna be doing in the next video. Okay, so now, if you're not on track, what percentage of the goal have you reached so far? Or if you are on track, what percentage of the goal have you reached so far? So what I want you to do is, I want you to really take a look at where you should be at right now, and then compare that to where exactly you're at. And I want to know percentage wise, are we 49% of the way? Are we 100% of the way? Or not 100? It'd be nice if you are 100% of the way. By the way, I am working with someone right now who is 100%. Like if she totally stopped working right now for the rest of the year, she would, and just close whatever deal she's already opened up. Not only, yeah, she's on track to, she would be on track to reach her goal, but she's also on track to double her income. Okay, we're talking about by 6 figures, talking about multiple 6 figures and doubling this year versus last year. And the reason being is she takes the time to do all this stuff that I'm telling you to do. So hopefully you did everything in video number 1. Hopefully you're doing everything in video number 2. So what percentage of the goal did I reach? Okay, and then something that I want you to take a look at is, what got in the way of you achieving your goal? If you are off track, I'm specifically talking to you if you're off track, what got in the way? So that's the question. Question number 4, what got in the way? You need to really try to pinpoint what got in the way. I don't know what it is for you. You got to put in the time to really think about it. What got in the way? Because whatever got in the way is most likely going to get in the way of again. And it's something that you need to address, deal with, and overcome, so that way you eliminate it before it comes up again. So very, very important question. Question number 5. This is a very important question. Make sure you write it down. Question number 5. What could I have done differently? What could I have done differently that could have allowed me to reach more of my goal? So over the course of the last 6 months, what is it that you could have done differently that would have allowed you to reach more of your goal? Look, for 99% of you that are watching this video and or listening to this audio, you know exactly what the answer is. You know exactly what the answer is. But something that you think about. Now it's something that you think about that I want you to write down and do an exercise on, so you know exactly what it's costing you. What could I have done differently that could have allowed me to reach more of my goal? Question number 6. Very, very good question. And we did a video about this like 2 episodes ago. So I'll go ahead and make sure I include that in the show notes right here for you to go check out. And question number 6 is, what were the things that I resisted the most so far this year? What are the things that I resisted the most so far this year? What are the things that I resisted the most so far this year? See, in the video I did 2 episodes ago, I said that your biggest growth lies inside of the things that you resist the most. Look, you know, any area that we are trying to grow in, and if we're not growing in that area, all we got to do is like really take a look at it and really ask ourselves, you know, what am I resisting that's holding me back from going to the level that I can? You know, what am I resisting in, you know, the area of my lead generation systems? What am I resisting, you know, for skill sets, for back office systems, for my community, etc.? It doesn't matter. Okay, so what are the things that I resisted the most so far this year? I want you to really make a list of the things that you feel like you're resisting, because these are some of the things that we need to work through. But now, let's take this a little bit further by answering question number 7. Question number 7 is, what would overcoming this resistance ultimately do for me and for my business for the rest of 2014? What will overcoming this resistance ultimately do for me? So let's say, for example, let's say you're resistant doing your, you know, let's say you're resistant, you know, being in constant communication with your database, your past clients and your centers of influence. You know, ultimately, what is the cost? What is the cost? How is that impacting your business negatively, and how will that impact your business positively? So again, what would overcoming this resistance ultimately mean for you? So if you overcome the resistance of picking up the phone and being in a little bit more communication with your past clients and centers of influence, ultimately for you, that could mean a lot of money. There's a gentleman from Star Real Estate that I worked with many years ago, and his name is Scott. And that was one of his resistance, is that he really had a huge database, and he was really very barely tapping into the database. And then, obviously I worked with him on the mental side. I worked with him on, that specific system, and I worked with him on tweaking his skill set. And in that year, if I recall correctly, I think he doubled his income. And the majority of the result of doubling his income specifically came from really re-engaging his database. So I don't know. Well, that's what showed up in this conversation for that as an example. But for you, what would overcoming whatever resistance you currently have ultimately mean your business? How would it impact your business? Okay. Number 8, very important question. Number 1, you should have a business plan. Everyone should have a business plan. Remember, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. You got to have a plan, and you got to work your plan. So question number 8 is, how often did I review my plan in the first 6 months? How often did I review my business plan in the first 6 months? Were you reviewing your plan once a quarter? Or did you only review it once in the last 6 months? Is it once a month? Is it once a week? A couple times a week? What is it? What is it? Are you guilty of not going back and looking at your plan? One of the things that I will challenge you to do is that worst case scenario is that you should be looking at your plan every single month. You take a look at your plan every single month so you can see exactly where you are in relationship to where you need to be. And then you create a new 30-day plan for the upcoming month based on what's inside your plan. See, that way you at least go back to your plan every single month. Then you take that a step further and you take your monthly plan and you take a look at that every single week so you can plan the following week based on your plan. So that way you're taking a big plan and you're turning that into obviously a quarterly plan, from a quarterly plan into a monthly plan, from a monthly plan into a weekly plan. And for the big mega producers, what they do is they turn that into a daily plan. So I should do a video about that, and I will do that on a future episode. Okay. Final question. Write this down. If I could go back in time and relive the first 6 months, if I could go back in time and relive the last 6 months, what is the one thing, just one thing that I would do daily? So something for daily. What is the one thing that I would do daily that I did not previously do that would have the biggest impact on my business? So going back, if you could relive the last 6 months all over again, what is the one thing, if you could relive it, what is the one thing that you would do every single day that you have not done every single day thus far that would have the biggest and greatest impact on your business in the next 6 months? What is it for you? I'd love for you to share that with me somewhere below this video. You're like, if I just do this every single day, I will reach my goal, etc. I'd love for you to share that with me. So these are the 9 questions that we went over here. I'll tell you what, I know it's a lot of questions to write down. I'll make sure that I will put those on ChadiBazzi.com. So make sure you go to ChadiBazzi.com for the show notes. I will have a list of all these questions somewhere right below the video, and you can just, copy, paste them, etc. So today was part number 2. Okay. And I know, like, between part number 1 and part number 2, I got you to think a lot. And that's exactly what my intention was. I got you to think a lot because I want you to begin to think a little bit differently. You want a different result, you got to think different to get a different result. Because your current way of thinking is going to give you your current results. New results, new way of thinking. Okay? So I hope you've answered the questions in part number 1. If you haven't, go back and do that now. I hope that you will take the time out to answer the questions in part number 2, because they will serve you and they will really help you take your next 6 months to the next level, or at least help you reach the goals that you've set for yourself as you went into 2014. So with that said, my only couple of requests here for today is, as usual, if you haven't subscribed to the podcast, go to iTunes. I want you to subscribe to Real Estate Success Mastery TV. It's up to you. You can subscribe to the video version and or the audio version. And then I want you to leave me a 5-star review and a positive rating. I think I'm earning that. So if you feel like I've earned that, please, that's the least that you can do for me, is give that to me. And go to shadybazzi.com for the show notes. If you have a specific question for me, simply go to resmquestions.com. I'll be more than happy to answer your question. And if there's someone in your office and or someone that you know that can benefit from this information, please forward this video to them. Thank you very much for your listening, and I'll see you on the next video in a couple of days. Take care. Bye-bye.